Showdown in the Motorola Mt Buller Cup as we enter the closing stages of the second stage of the event. Well, we've got an attack on. Glenn Mitchell is clear with Matt White, and there aren't many riders left in the main field, Phil, to do anything about it.
No, there aren't. There are riders still being dropped. Most of them have already climbed off their bikes. I still see that Henk Vogel's still in there with a good shot because he's hanging on the back there.
He's determined.
He certainly is, and you know, not known to be a climber. But once again, well, there are a lot of boys here that aren't climbers, but they're in there for a go.
And you can see all the red crash-helmeted riders in here. Well, they're all from the German team, and they're the danger to Pat Jonker because Grisha Neerman, closest to him after his second-place finish on round one, he's right in there alongside Pat Jonker. And it looks as though White has desisted and fallen back, and Mitchell has gone on by himself. So, the man who has ridden so well and hasn't yet won anything here in the summer series of cycling, well, he's setting himself up fair now.
He certainly is, and of course we're behind Glenn Mitchell, the leading rider on the road right now. You could see him twisting around that hay bale. It looked like it would have been a straighter shot to go straight between that and the wall. You can see he's a very strong climber here, going up the hill over the finish line. Still a few laps to go, though.
And although the sun is out here on the top of Mount Buller, the air is chilly, hence the long legs there for Glenn Mitchell to keep those knees warm, despite the effort, and he must be pretty warm by now. But this is a good effort by Glenn. He's got only a small gap over the field, but he is not relaxing. He's just checking all of the time, Phil, to make sure there's nobody coming across to him. Yeah. And there is.
There is. I
Pat
tell you
Jonker.
what. Yeah, yesterday's winner. He's possibly the favourite of today's race, and that would be somebody I'd be worried about.
Well, Pat Jonker's gone. He's got no resistance from the field at all, so Grisha Neerman has got no chance of winning this race overall if Pat Jonker gets up there. Mitchell didn't ride quite so well yesterday. He just missed out on the points. In fact, by one place, he finished 9th up the mountain, Mount Buller. But now he's about to be caught by Jonker. Now, Jonker could make this a clean sweep, both stage victories to him. He's on the back wheel of Glenn Mitchell. It'll be the bell this time around, and 1 lap to go. And Mitchell has big trouble. Mitchell has had a great ride, and it could all go wrong on the very last lap for him.
Certainly would be terrible if he was caught right now, but Jonkers looks like he's coming fast. A very strong rider, and well, it's going to be exciting this last lap. I tell you, I'm standing on my feet, mate.
Well, there's Jonker's round, and Jonker now, what a gap, 5 or 6 seconds, and that should be possible on the descent. Here's the race behind. Hodge now has come to the front as well. He finished 3rd on stage 1. And behind him is Chris Denham. Vogel has come right to the front as well in that orange top. And also here is Eddie Hollands in the Western Australian colours on the left. That is the lead group. Kelvin Martin involved there. And here is the rider who was 2nd yesterday, Grisha Neerman. But, you know, he's such a young man. I don't think his stamina for 2 tough days of racing like this will be quite with him yet.
Yeah,
Give him another year.
I don't think he's got the strength to push that big gear that you need on the final laps like this.
No, and now we're on the back straight here. Now, Jonker is on the way down. I'm pretty certain that Mitchell is still in front of him. If we can just peek round. There he is. There he is. So Mitchell has actually gone away again.
He's still clear. I tell you, he must have gone quick down that descent because Jonker's no slouch on the downhill.
Well, I tell you, he must have taken some risks on the way down there, Glenn Mitchell, but he's been out front for about 8 laps of the circuit, and I think he said to himself, I'm not going to lose this one now. And now it's the final corner for Pat Jonker. He's an awful lot to do if he's going to catch the Kiwi on this climb. And I really feel now that Glenn Mitchell is not going to give this one away. He's going to give New Zealand a well-deserved win.
He certainly is, Phil, although it looks like Patrick's making a quick comeback here. I tell you, you wouldn't want to come off your bike right now. It's a very tough last 200 metres here. And Patrick's looks like he's coming very quickly.
Well, Jonker certainly is locked on to Glenn Mitchell, but I'm not sure he's going to hit him before the line because just look at the effort. That's Herbert, the Swiss masseur for the New Zealand team, sensing a win, and he's got it. Mitchell has got it. He's trying to smile. He's grimacing. He doesn't quite know where he is right now. John Trevorrow, the event organiser, congratulating him. And I would think he would have some special words for John Trevorrow after that climb 20 times. As he now decides the best place to rest is on the floor of the roads here up on top of Mount Buller. That was a great ride by Glenn Mitchell, and now the sprint for 3rd place. Jonker also in, of course, and Henk Vogels has got himself to the front. He really has ridden a good race. Henk gets 3rd. Eddie Hollands from Western Australia right behind him. He comes over the line in 4th place. But there's the hero of the day, Glenn Mitchell. He looks as though he's about alive. Anyway, he's coming round quite well, but you know, the effort to take that first place was forced in the end. And what about this man, Grisha Nierman, as well? Right, let's see if Glenn has his breath back and talking to Phil Anderson.
So, Glenn, mate, you did it pretty hard there. You away for half the race, and everybody thought Patrick was going to get you.
Yeah, I could see him coming up. I mean, people around the course were saying he was attacking. I was just trying to save my energy for the last couple of laps, and with 2 to go, I just gave it everything I had. I had to put it in the big ring. I thought I'd try and crack him, but I just had enough gap to hold it to the finish, so I'm wrapped.
Yeah, I saw you coming up there in the big ring the last time. I thought, well, we all thought he was going to catch him, mate.
Yeah, I can't believe it, but yeah, no, pretty pleased.
But that win, not good enough to give Glenn Mitchell a place in the top 3. Instead, these are the 3 men who take the top 3 positions in the Motorola Mt Buller Cup. Patrick Jonker winning with 28 points in the 2 stages. Grisha Nierman second, he gets 18. And Stephen Hodge is the man in 3rd place, he gets 15. Glenn Mitchell, in fact, up into 4th place with 10. Matthew Took also receiving 10, so he was equal with Glenn. And Pt6 was next with 8.
Yeah, I was very happy to win. I mean, our team's sponsored by Mt Buller, and they look after us very well up here. And you know, I really wanted to put in a good weekend here, and you know, try to win, and I have won it. And so it's good for myself, the team, and you know, keep Mt Buller happy too. So hopefully, you know, they will sponsor us again next year, and you know, we'll come back with a strong team again. And it is a good weekend down here, good racing, and very competitive.
And in the end, just 15 riders surviving that wall of attrition. I think all of them deserved a prize. But apart from the course, Phil, which we know was tough, one of the big surprises, I think, was the fact that Neil Stevens again didn't show well today.
Yeah, we didn't see him much last week in the Skill Engineering Bay Classic. But and yesterday we can put down to bad luck, but today he just didn't have the form to stay up there. And we know he's keen to get a spot on the Olympic team, so I think it's going to be fireworks next week in Tassie.
Well, Neil Stevens is a hardened professional rider. He knows a 6-day tour, which is coming up. Well, he's got to ride well, because our next programme will feature the 6-day tour of Tasmania, and that is an official Olympic selection race. So behind us then, 2 weeks of exciting racing here in the summer of cycling. David McKenzie was the winner of the Skilled Engineering Bay Classic Series, and now Pat Jonker has won the Motorola Mt Buller Cup. Who will it be next time? We'll find out soon. For Phil Anderson, I'm Phil Liggett saying, for the moment, goodbye.